What's going on, guys? It's Greg here today, and I bring you a Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War gameplay commentary. And what you'll be watching in the background here is a 12 versus 12 combined arms assault double nuclear with the AK-74U. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this gameplay. I was playing with 4 or 5 others, cannot remember how many, but there is a total of 6 nuclears dropped from our team in this gameplay. So this was just one of those lobbies where everything kind of went into place. And honestly, they weren't really like the worst players. It's just whenever you play in a stacked party like this and you get those harps rolling, it's pretty much GG, especially that the spawns don't change whatsoever in Combined Arms Assault, so pretty much everybody is always going to be spawning on that one side of the map. Now, anyways, let's go ahead and start talking about today's topic, which what I wanted to talk about was why I think this is probably one of the most fun game modes in the entire game. And I also wanted to give my thoughts and opinions on the League Play mode that has recently been added to Black Ops Cold War. So first things first, let's talk about League Play real quick. And I actually kind of like it, but I wish that they had an ELO system that you could always see, and you could see your ranking, and then have a division right next to that. So you know your exact skill group. Now, there are 5 skill groups. There's Competitor, Advanced, Expert, Elite, and Masters. I played my 5 placement games, played about 15 games of League Play. So far it's been quite fun. I do enjoy the competitive game every once in a while. I'm not a competitive player by any means. I actually have never played Control in this game, and I have also barely played Hardpoint and S&D, but I actually was doing pretty well in League. Ended up getting put into the Elite bracket, so take that with what you will, but yeah, I think that it is fun, but it definitely needs a lot of work whenever it comes to what the community was looking for. And I think that one of the things that would really help out League Play is by changing the actual ranking system that they have worked on. So I think that the gems idea is good, and I'm not talking about the ladder points gems where you level up that icon. Okay, that icon is basically time played. It has nothing really to do with skill level unless you just grind, you know, get a ton of wins, you get to the top of your ladder, whatever. I'm talking about the skill ranking gems, like I said, Expert, Elite, Masters, all those. So I would like to see a lot more, kind of how like Counter-Strike has like 18 of them, and they distribute them with percentage based off of your elo. So like, let's say 1% is Global Elite or something, you know, 1% is Silver 1. I know those aren't the actual numbers, but you guys get what I'm saying. So it gives a nice bell curve distribution of skill level, and then have people constantly be grinding their elo, so that way they can go up and down in the ladder of elo and see where they place in the world. I don't think it should be based off of your 5 placement games for the season. I think that's stupid, and I honestly think that a lot of people aren't going to have fun or be motivated to just grind out League Play matches if only their first 5 games are the ones that are going to count towards their actual skill group that they can compare themselves to players around the world with. So whenever it comes to the current system, I would just change it and make it so it's, I guess, more in line with World War II. I didn't play World War II that much, but from my understanding, that is how World War II system had worked. So personally, like I said, I would like to see it be more like Counter-Strike, where you're constantly ranking up and down depending on how you're doing, how you're placing, and it gets tougher as you get to the higher end of the matchmaking skill bracket. Back to pubs here and talking about why I think Combined Arms Assault is one of the most fun game modes, is it honestly just feels really casual, and it also just plays really well whenever you're playing with friends. Now, the main reason I really like this mode is because the spawns don't really flip too much, and yeah, it just kind of allows for insane matches like this. Also, if you're looking for games that go on forever and maybe you just want to grind a match, you don't want to have to worry about, you know, it ending too quickly. Some of these games, as long as if, you know, you're not playing the objective too heavy, it can last you upwards of 25 to maybe even 40 minutes. So if you're prepared to play a long match, this is a great match to do that in. Also, I think it could be really, really good for camo grinding, especially if you're someone who's struggling with maybe the Thumper or the RPG or the Sigma, because if you're on this map, for example, on Armada, you can see there's a lot of boats around, and let's just say you're kind of chilling here at the enemy spawn, kind of how I was, where I was just trying to, you know, go for where the most action was going to be. If you're running engineer with a rocket launcher and you see somebody get on one of those boats, you can quickly take them off that boat. So if you don't want to have to do the old the fire team dirty bomb strat, you could definitely check out Combined Arms Assault here, and you might be able to get those rocket launcher camos done a lot easier. But another thing is if you're struggling to get double kills, or if you're struggling to get let's say 5 kill streaks, again, players are pretty much always going to be in front of you because they're never going to spawn in your back. So the only way they're going to get behind you is if they're flanking you, and I think that this mode could really help you guys out earn those camouflages that you may be struggling with. Now, the last part of this video I wanted to talk about is actually a question that I have for you guys, and that is, have you noticed anything off about the aiming in this game as of recently if you play on the standard response curve? And the reason I'm asking you guys this is because I personally thought something felt different, probably for at least maybe the last week, and I've noticed that the pro players that were still on standard response started talking about this as of recently. And Scump was one of the main players that I wanted to talk about because obviously he's one of the most popular, but he is one of the people that actually still used the standard response curve, and he made mention that it feels like there is just some sort of input lag on it. It feels heavier, something is just wildly off about it, and I've noticed this too, and so has some of the other pros, and pretty much everybody at this point is switching to the, I believe it's called the dynamic response curve, which is pretty much the one that most of the pros are using, and the same with most of the people that are playing League play. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I think it might be time to switch to dynamic if you haven't already, and here's why. So in Black Ops Cold War, most of your gunfights are going to be at closer range than they were in Modern Warfare. So in Modern Warfare, if you watched a lot of my ground war videos, you know that I like to shoot people at very long ranges by tap firing or just kitting out my guns for maximum recoil control and just pretty much spraying across the map. And in Black Ops Cold War, the time to kill is a lot longer, and that's not really as viable as it was in Modern Warfare. And actually, I would recommend avoiding shooting long range and even mid-long range because of that reason. So in this game, a lot of the guns take 5 to 6 shots to kill, and the average time to kill is somewhere around 300 milliseconds. So therefore, I would just not really advise trying to go for the longest shots on your enemies as possible. So instead, what I recommend doing is switching to dynamic as your response curve, and the reason being is this is going to allow you to snap on your targets a lot easier at close range. First thing you'll notice whenever you put dynamic on is, let's just say you are still playing on standard and you're using your controller and you start moving your thumbstick to the left and right really fast. You'll notice that it doesn't really move too much. Now, if you put it on dynamic, you'll just see how much more responsive your controller is, how much quicker you can move, and overall it feels a lot snappier. Also, you have aim assist up close whenever you are using dynamic. On standard, you do not have any aim assist whatsoever whenever you are playing on standard. So in this gameplay, I was still on standard. I switched to dynamic yesterday, and it honestly feels really nice. Give yourself some time to adjust to it. I'm still adjusting to it. It's going to take a while, but I am excited to grind with dynamic because it overall just feels much better, and I think you guys should give it a try for yourselves. Again, if it's not working out for you, then obviously you can play on whatever is most comfortable for you. I might even try standard aim assist. Right now I'm on legacy because a lot of the pros are also saying that standard is really good, but personally for me, I want to try to keep it close to MW, which is what legacy is. So back to what I was trying to say here. In Cold War, I just think that the best area whenever you are trying to engage in gunfights on people is going to be that close to medium range. Nothing past that unless you're using something like an LMG, a sniper rifle, or obviously one of the TAC rifles. But in this game, I mean, let's be honest, if you're like me, you probably like to use the SMGs or assault rifles, and in this game they are just much more suited for closer range whenever it comes to actual time to kill potential. So if you are an AR player, you are a sub player, I would definitely recommend giving dynamic a shot. And let me know in the comment section below, did it help you guys out? Do you like it? Do you not like it? because I'm curious, and again, I want to know if you feel that something just feels off with the aiming on this game in general, because, like I said, for me, something just feels weird, and I hate it whenever Treyarch makes changes and they don't tell us with what's going on. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this gameplay. The final score was like 225 to 21 or something, I don't know, but it was a double nuclear. It was a fun match. After I got the second nuke, the game just kind of went chalked. I just couldn't streak up anymore, and it was just me dying to the same players pretty much over and over again. Same players have been in the game all game, but they just kind of caught on to what was going on. They started using jammers. As you can see right there, they placed one down, and it was pretty much chalked from the rest of the game. And see right there, that's where the no aim assist is really rough, but if you're on dynamic, you would have aim assist in that situation. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.